But I think playing that Silverfield video is really good to set up the rest of what this segment is because it encapsulates so much frustration that Tigers fans feel. Because listen, Roman, you said it, haven't made the conference championship in 6 years and under Ryan Silverfield, but in the previous two they won it. And there's a precedent that was set. And yeah, sure, Silverfield has gotten his guys here, and we can give them all the credit. But we've had that conversation. You know what I mean? Now the conversation turns to, Coach, why can't you get it done? And it was the same rinse and repeat answer. It was a special group of a special group of men that play so hard, that are super proud of their university, and he really believes in them. And that's good. Those are all things you need to have a good team. But at the end of the day, if you don't win, it doesn't matter. And I think that's what's going on here for the University of Memphis football is winning cures all. And listen, every problem within the program, every complaint at Ryan Silverfield, every complaint at anyone in the program, if this team wins the conference, all of it goes away because all you have to do is win. There's no disappointment in winning, right? And I think at the end of the day, you can argue. There's so many different sides of, ooh, should Silverfield this, should Silverfield that, but at the end of the day, they're not winning. Like the standard has been set, and that's frustrating. And it was funny. Silverfield kind of answered his own question. He said there are no moral victories, yet he gave himself like 5 moral victories in one little excerpt. So I don't know. There's frustration, but yeah, there's still something definitely to play for. 10 wins is still impressive, no matter what you think about what else happened.
Yeah, no. 10 wins, it is impressive, but I think it's also fair to say that winning 10 games in college football now is not what it was even 5 years ago.
Right.
I think the institution of the 12-team college football playoffs specifically has changed the game completely.
100%.
Like for power conference schools, 9-3 is the new 11-1. Just for example, right? Like the standard has changed so much with that alone. And then with Memphis's case specifically, it is, it's widely known that Memphis is the highest funded football program in the G5. I know there have been some reports that South Florida apparently has a more expensive roster this season, but generally speaking, overall, Memphis football stands above everyone else with more money than anyone else in the G5 in both football and men's basketball, right? Men's basketball is holding up their end of the bargain. They've won 2 of the last 3 American Conference tournaments. They won the regular season championship last year. Football, the success and the titles, it's just not there. Obviously, the college football playoff would have been cool, right? It would have been. But what really matters is winning the American title. That's the biggest goal at the end of the day, and you fall short year after year after year, and you fall short because of the same things. You make the same mistakes. You have the same shortcomings. It's always losing a game you're not supposed to lose. It's always they can't rush the passer. It's always the lack of complementary football. Like you just see the same kind of, again, shortcomings and disappointments. They're losing in the same ways. And that is what is really eyeballing to me. If this were happening in different ways, if there was just different random things popping up year after year, I think the lack of success and the lack of conference titles would be a little bit more excusable. But because the same things keep happening, I think that's where the frustration definitely stems. Shemaria, it looks like you had a thought there.
Yeah, I know that this was still a good season so far for the Tigers in total, stuff like that. But shout out to Tigers Untapped. I thought that clip was really funny. I saw it on TikTok earlier.
That was.
What does this mean? Like, if they do fall to ECU and Navy, like, what does this potentially mean for Coach Silverfield? Sam.
I mean, 2 things can be true at once. He talked about how hard his team fights. And they fought really hard, but guess what they had to fight back from being unprepared. Retzloff walked down the field. I think it was 14 of 15, one of the best certainly the best half of his career, and it was almost the best game of his career in one half. And I think the lack of preparedness in these games that mean so much is just so frustrating. It's just really hard to deal with. And listen, I'm not going to make a comment. I don't have a blazing hot take on fire Silverfield, keep Silverfield. I don't know what the answer is there, because at the end it goes back to, guess what? Two things can be true at once. Memphis can win a lot of games and still disappoint in big games. And like kind of like the Simmons thing, it's very different, of course, but Silverfield wasn't Ed Scott's fire. I mean, Ed Scott's hire. And Ed Scott, we've only seen him here for over a year, just over a year. I don't know how willing he is to make those hard decisions, but at the end of the day, he also wants to win, and winning is the goal. And if Silverfield can't get it done, if you finish the season 8-4, that's disappointing. And it means the guy stopped fighting. It means the guy stopped buying in or being all in. And that's the whole appeal with Ryan Silverfield, is he has this floor of being all in.
But is the all-in mentality real if you keep on showing up unprepared for your opponents?
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's a good question.